Hello, everyone, and welcome to That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters, and that phrase could not be any more true than this week in professional wrestling, as we have entered a new era of professional wrestling. And here to help me discuss it, backed by his own demand, is Fro.
Not popular demand, but his own demand.
Exactly, his own demand.
I know I didn't demand it.
No, he did not demand it. He asked very politely, and
Yes.
I gave him two options, and he took what I believe was the better option of the two. So, um, really,
Yeah, what a week.
holy
Jeez,
moly!
Louise. I watched Raw this week. I haven't said that sentence in
A
quite a while.
long time.
I
Um,
also watched NXT this week. Two
I
hours of it.
I have not gotten into NXT yet.
I watched also a new thing. I don't know what it's called. Something with Dynamite, something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that because I was at that show.
And there's definitely not going to be a CM Punk on TV tonight, so
No.
uh,
Yeah,
we're not
so
going to talk about that at all because I have so fucking many questions. Yeah.
if there's one episode where you are telling your friends, "Hey, you should check out that wrestling show," this is the one. This is the
and
one.
and this weekend we have a pay-per-view
Oh
that I
yes.
totally forgot about. Yeah.
and and I have a convention I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about that as well.
Oh, so many things.
So many wonderful things. Um, and also because it's such an awesome week. Fro is going to discuss in week 2 of his new segment, Unmasked, what happened on The Masked Singer. And I told Fro that I would not be upset for him spoiling what happens to the show this week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am in such a wonderful mood because not only did I go see AEW last night, or the night before, pardon me, whenever you guys are listening to this, but my Washington Nationals won the wild card game. They're playing more baseball in October, so I'm happy for that. And it's just been a good week. It really has been.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weeks where it feels amazing to be a wrestling fan,
It really does.
and I will give them this. WWE made me watch Raw and made it different enough that I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I, we're probably going to talk about it, but it was a very good Raw.
We do have some news. It's not a lot of news, but I think we should talk about it. And it's not really, it's not, earth-shattering news, but it's still news that should be brought up on the show because, you know, it is the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And we should begin with Ring of Honor because they had a pay-per-view this past Friday night that I did not watch.
Yeah, me neither.
And it wasn't because I didn't think the show looked good. I didn't watch it because I had 3 of my nephews with me. And would you venture to guess what I saw instead of Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor?
Let me see.
Just remember,
Something.
there are kids in this. So
Yes, kids friendly. Let's say maybe the Amazing Race
no,
or the Golden Mace or
No.
no?
Fro, I watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, I actually like that movie.
No!
The third one is amazing.
Well, this was the original one.
Oh, that's the shit one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that movie sucked ass.
yes.
I could say that. I could say that because my nephews aren't here and they're not going to listen to this episode, so I could just shit on this movie all I want. It
Oh,
sucked.
it's terrible. But yeah, no, the third one is in 3D. Actually it's made by Robert Rodriguez. That makes me very like wonder what that man is all about. Like
Well,
maybe making like zombie movies
well,
and kids
what I
movies.
read was he made this movie because
Hmm.
his kids had these dreams, and he incorporated these dreams into making this movie.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, if you have kids and you don't want to insult their intelligence, do not force them to watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, it's not good.
It
Neither.
was. So anyway, back to Ring of Honor. Two new champions were crowned at Death
Okay.
Before Dishonor. Angelina Love defeated Kelly Klein to win the Women of Honor Championship. This is Angelina's first run as the Women of Honor champion. I think she's only like the fourth or fifth champion ever. So
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with her. I don't like her. Uh,
I think she's a bit overrated, and I
yeah.
thought she was attractive, to be honest with you.
No, I totally agree
But
with you.
that's about as far as I'm going to go because I don't want to go into another territory. But like I
No,
said,
but like for me, she's very plastic, fantastic,
thank you. Yes.
and I think I remember her very from the TNA era when she was on TNA,
Mm-hmm.
and she wasn't even good in TNA when TNA was good.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a very good talking piece, but wrestling wise, I never liked her wrestling
Yeah.
style. But yeah,
And then the other title change, and this is the big one. Roosh, who has been undefeated since starting in Ring of Honor this year,
hmm
defeated Matt Taven to win the Ring of Honor World Championship.
yeah, I read that, and I actually went and saw just that match, and that match is amazing.
I've heard it's really good. I really have.
It is so good.
Now, this is where things start to get interesting, Fro.
Mhm.
Because, for those who don't know, Roosh wrestles for CMLL, which is the oldest wrestling promotion, not only in Mexico, but in the entire world. That same night that Ring of Honor had their pay-per-view, CMLL had their biggest show of the year, their anniversary show. After the anniversary show ended, in a press conference, the owner of CMLL announced that Roosh and his brother, Dragon Lee, were both fired from the company.
Did he say why?
I don't believe she said why when it was announced. So you basically unintentionally, in a way, ruined the biggest night of Roosh's career
Yeah,
by publicly announcing that he has been fired
yeah.
after he wins the Ring of Honor World title.
Seems extremely weird to do it that way.
Okay, I have the report here. This is from Brian Rose from F4WOnline.com.
Okay.
CMLL announced shortly after the conclusion of their anniversary show that both Roosh and Dragon Lee are no longer with the promotion. In a series of tweets, the promotion stated that they had fired both men for not following programming and company guidelines. Dragon Lee was recently removed from the 86th anniversary show and other events, as well as lineups following the event. The following was written in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, which read, and I will quote this, "While nobody has said why, the belief was that he worked Battle of Los Angeles when CMLL told both he and Cavernario, that is, Barbanero Cavernario, that they couldn't do the show and he didn't listen." In a video posted shortly before the news broke, Roosh and his father, La Bestia del Ring, said that they would be going independent. Mystico, who is the brother of Roosh, wished his family well in a tweet indicating that he would remain with CMLL. Dragon Lee also posted on Twitter thanking the recently deceased Paco Alonso for his opportunities and welcomes the new stage of his life. He was apparently surprised by his release. Now, CMLL owns the trademark rights to the names Roosh and Dragon Lee. We don't know at this time what Dragon Lee's new name is going to be. However, we do know what Roosh's new name is going to be. So when he is wrestling, he is to be referred to from now on as El Toro Blanco.
Okay. The white bull. If my Spanish is not incorrect.
I believe you are correct. Let me see what that translates. Oh, the white bull. It is the white bull.
I didn't. That's just what I said.
Yep.
White bull.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. So Roosh and Dragon Lee, El Toro Blanco, are no longer with CMLL. And El Toro Blanco has the Ring of Honor World title. The following
seems a little strange because those two companies have worked so well together that it seems a little weird being fired for one company to be on the other one when they have worked so seamlessly together.
Yeah.
Strange.
It is.
Decision. Yeah.
And the next day at the TV tapings, Matt Taven, and this was something that I brought up a few weeks ago, his contract was running up. His contract was ended at the end of September.
Right.
So I had said on the show a few weeks ago, one of two things was going to happen. If he had kept the title, he was going to stay with the company. If he lost the title, which he did, my thought was he's leaving Ring of Honor and he's going somewhere else. Well, Matt Taven said that he is staying with Ring of Honor. And I find that to be an interesting move because he's done basically everything you can do in the company. He's won all the titles. I'm not bashing him. Whatever his decision is, I support it. But you've done everything. I don't know what else there is to do at this point.
I agree. I think it has to come down to not being able to get a contract with somebody else for some strange reason. But then again, it seems a little weird because I would be very interested in him if I was Tony Khan or anybody else.
Right.
So
Matt Taven going to stay with Ring of Honor. El Toro Blanco, new Ring of Honor World Champion. And we're at a very interesting point in Ring of Honor right now. And they should get mentioned, because Lord knows, they got eaten up in this last week and a half, pardon me, of wrestling. So I'm glad that, we got a chance to talk about that.
I have a strange prediction that we will, not this year, but at least next year, see an end of one of the big wrestling companies.
Mm-hmm.
I have a prediction who that maybe is, but I don't think it's Ring of Honor, to be honest.
All right. Have to wait and see. So, Major League Wrestling. This show gets mentioned, or the promotion gets mentioned time to time. Because they're a good promotion. They got a pay-per-view coming up in November. And they announced today that they are going to start a women's division.
Oh, good.
And they have signed their first female competitor. And it is a young lady by the name of Zeta Zhang.
Cool name.
She currently competes in China, and she's being trained by Shima. She has competed for different promotions in countries such as Taiwan, Singapore, Shenzhen, I know I'm going to botch this one. Macau. I've never heard of that country, actually. So, India, South Korea, and Japan. And the women's division is going to start this year. So, towards the end of this year, we're going to get a women's division in Major League Wrestling, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Gotta give them some props.
Mm-hmm.
One last thing I want to bring up, and then we're gonna get in. Then we're gonna talk about the Masked Singer. The NWA had their first set of TV tapings this week because with everything else that was going on, the National Wrestling Alliance, owned by Billy Corgan, did their first set of TV tapings. One of the things that I was asked, because I do run an NWA Facebook group, and the number one question was, when is it going to air, and what is it going to be on? So we got the announcement this week that it will start airing on October the 8th. And you can watch this at 6:05 p.m. Eastern. So that would be a little bit after midnight for you, Fro.
Mm-hmm.
On a Tuesday night. And you can watch it on Facebook or YouTube. So I think it's a good move that they're putting it up on Facebook and YouTube.
Definitely.
Honest. And I don't want to spoil anything for those of you that are interested in seeing this NWA program.
Mm-hmm.
But without going into much detail, we had a couple of title changes at the TV tapings. Which ones? I'm not going to tell you. You just have to sit, wait, and find out for yourself what championships changed hands.
So they taped 2 shows?
It was 2 days worth of TV tapings.
Right.
So they probably filmed, if I had to guess, 4 to 8 shows. And that's just a guess.
Oh, really?
And we do have the picture on the Facebook group. Let me see if I can find it and I can send it to you, Fro, so you can see what the studio looks like. Because it was a really looking studio. They did it up in an old school kind of way that made it pretty cool. So, so we are now going to talk about the Masked Singer.
Yeah, week 2, Group C. I find it a little strange that they only have 4 people on the show each week, but I'm totally okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Black Widow, Leopard, Flamingo, and Panda. Widow sang I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. And Leopard sang Somebody to Love by Queen. And Leopard very, I say, deservedly did come to the risk zone. Then we had Flamingo against Panda, Sucker by the Jonas Brothers, Flamingo sang, and Panda sang Stronger, What Doesn't Kill You by Kelly Clarkson, and also went to the risk zone. Flamingo was amazing, Panda was definitely not amazing. But we will find out why in a while. Because Panda and Leopard then went against each other. And Panda sang All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled, and Leopard sang Respect by Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
And Panda was the one that lost that SmackDown. And she had to take off her head, and it was Layla Ali.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm interested now to see how she sounds.
Yeah. I understand why she lost. She's definitely not a trained singer, and out of those 4, she was definitely the worst of them. But I would if I bought a CD of her, yeah, totally. She's not bad. She's not bad, especially when she sings Stronger, What Doesn't Kill You by Kelly Clarkson. All I Do Is Win is kind of a bad song. So,
were there any clues of the 4?
Right.
And I'm also going to include the Panda because the Panda was eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any clues that made you say, I think I know who this is, or I know who this is?
I think Leopard is RuPaul.
Okay.
Because there's many reasons because of that. But I think Leopard definitely is RuPaul. Panda, I didn't have a clue. I don't follow sports.
Right.
I know.
She's retired from boxing.
Yeah, I know of her. I know of her mostly because of her dad. Strangely enough, but and Black Widow. I won't even guess.
All right. So then the next episode will be the final group of 4.
Yes.
All right. And they didn't have a guest judge, I take it, because
no,
early stages. Okay. I didn't think we would because it's so early in the show. So I will be watching when we are done with this week's show, and just because what I'm going to do, because I haven't told my friend, because she watches the show with me, because of now the Wednesday night fight, which is what I'm going to call it, I'm going to have to record The Masked Singer every week.
Yeah.
Because I'm still going to watch the show. I mean, obviously, but so we'll have to wait and see.
Dance with somebody.
All right, so we had a lot of shows this week.
Yeah, are we going to take it in chronicle order?
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yes, let's start with Monday Night Raw and
All right. So Monday Night Raw, Phoenix, Arizona. We get, oh my God, we get a new theme song and we actually get a video? Oh my God. When's the last time we got that?
I was like, what is this?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And we also got fireworks. The pyro has returned. So we are back into the pyro phase. Obviously we're not. I mean, I'm not going to remember every single thing that happened, but I think we should
But
point out.
it looks so different.
It does.
I think I mean, it feels like they are kind of go. It felt more retro, and in a good way.
And I think obviously the stage looks great. I like the stage.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The commentating team, I didn't really get a good chance to listen to it because I was watching this with Steve, and he was a little bit behind, so I couldn't really spoil anything. So I couldn't really put my 2 cents on the commentary, but this is going to be what it is for a little bit. The only thing I can say is, my God, Jerry Lawler was so annoying throughout the whole show.
Yep. Why is he back?
So, opening segment, I loved it.
Oh, so good.
I loved it because Rey Mysterio's going to, he comes out and he has this Universal title match with Seth Rollins tonight. So he's kind of the promo. Dominic is there. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's music hits. And Brock and Paul Heyman come out. So Brock takes the mic away from Rey and gives it to Paul. Paul starts to talk when Rey snatches the mic from Paul Heyman.
It was done in such a funny way.
And it was great.
Segment, yeah.
It was great because I was actually thinking to myself, I wonder when someone's going to take the microphone away from him. And someone actually did. And this just prompts Brock to beat the shit out of Rey Mysterio. Like, he gets 2 F5s in a row. And then this is when it starts to get real good. Dominic is in the front row. Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring. Dominic sits down. And you can hear the commentators like, "Don't, Dominic! Don't do it! Don't do it!" Brock pulls him out from the crowd and starts to destroy this poor kid. And he suplexes the bejesus out of both of them. Like, these two were thrown like rag dolls. And, folks, we're not the biggest Brock Lesnar fans. We're not the biggest Brock Lesnar fans in the world. But this was done so well in a way that it's like, okay, this makes sense. So because of this, and basically because Dominic got beat up, Rey Mysterio does not have his championship match. And then what makes this even greater is during the show, we get reports that the authorities are questioning Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And I'm thinking to myself, he committed a hate crime. And don't get me wrong, I don't think hate crimes are funny, but let's just think about this for a minute. He beat up 2 Hispanic people in a ring in front of thousands of people in the arena and about 1 million people on national television. He committed a hate crime, basically.
Yeah.
We had some title matches on this show. Raw Tag Team title match. Rude and Ziggler against Heavy Machinery. I don't think I ever need to see Otis without a shirt ever again.
No.
And, of course, I shouldn't be saying that because I'm a fat guy, but still,
it was not pretty. Yes.
Right. But Ziggler and Rude retained the titles. We had a U.S. title match AJ Styles and Cedric Alexander, which was a good match. I enjoyed that match.
Yeah, I still don't think it's better than the one that was on the pay-per-view, but it was okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We had Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. They had a match. And Becky came out on commentary. And during the match, Jerry's like, Becky, you promised you were to go out and fight. You promised you were to do it during the match. And then he's like, oh, maybe she's gonna wait till after. Jesus, Jerry. God.
Yeah, I have not missed him on commentary.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't think he's going to be there for a long time. He's probably going to be there for a few months before, they let Vic and Dio do their own shtick.
Yeah, I hope so.
But let's talk about the Miz TV segment. Because we have Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan on the show.
It was so good.
So first off, they're just there. It seems like,
Yeah, because I was just going to say that I'm not sure if they knew that they were there.
Right.
Because I was like, what are they talking about? It made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is going on here?
And then Miz makes the announcement that on October 31st, Halloween, at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, we're going to have a 10-man tag team match where Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are the coaches for the respective teams.
I was so fearing that he was going to say that they were going to wrestle.
Oh my god, I was too. Oh my god. I was like,
please don't say that you're going to wrestle. Please.
Right. So then Hogan goes, well, brother, I already picked the team captain. Let me tell you who my team captain is, dude. It's Seth Rollins. So Seth comes out. He talks a little bit. Then Ric Flair starts to talk. And in the middle of his promo, Randy Orton comes out. Randy Orton is the team captain for Ric Flair's team. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not upset about it. Makes sense. They have the history. Then we have King Corbin. And he sides with Randy Orton and attacks Seth Rollins. So, okay, Corbin's on Flair's team. Then we get Rusev, who, oh, by the way, is now an American citizen. Congratulations to Rusev.
Yes, congrats.
He comes to save Seth Rollins. So Rusev is now on Team Hogan.
That makes absolutely no sense, though.
All right.
Does it?
I don't know. So, Seth and Rusev celebrate with Hogan. And we're already getting more hype for Crown Jewel than we are for Hell in a Cell, which, oh, by the way, is this Sunday.
Yeah, because I was watching it, and on paper right now, there's 3 matches, ladies and gentlemen.
They're going to probably announce the card tomorrow night or on SmackDown.
3 matches. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So then Rusev is interviewed, and they bring up that there's this rumor that he is the father of Maria Kanellis' baby. Because when they did the gender reveal, and this is something you didn't really miss, Fro, so I'll just give you the cliff notes. After they announced it was going to be a baby boy, Maria said that Ricochet is the father, which he's not. Then she introduces who the real father is, and it's Rusev. So Rusev says, I'm not the father of the baby, and they're like, oh, we hear you and Lana are having trouble at home. So later in the show, Maria comes out, and she tells everyone that Rusev is not the father of the baby.
Oh, what a shock!
So remember this for the end.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the saddest episode of Firefly Funhouse ever. Because Rambling Rabbit died. Why? Why did he have to die?
What?
He had wife and 300 kids. Okay, so during the Rusev promo, and I forgot to mention this, he says that he's going to challenge Seth for the Universal title. So Seth has his substitute. So they have the match. They don't have a lot of time for this match. And all of a sudden, Bobby Lashley comes out. Okay. We haven't seen him in a while. He's been healing from an injury. So then he's waving for somebody. Doesn't come. Waves a second time. Doesn't come. Waves
Did you understand who it was? Did you get who it was before that person came out?
I think I knew, but the waving 3 times sort of threw me off a bit.
Yeah, I was like, who is this?
So it ends up being Lana. And then we get the mother of all makeouts for 2019.
Oh.
And it goes for a long time.
All I can say that this is very good acting, and it's fun.
And then, as Rusev is staring at his wife kissing another man, the lights go out, the Fiend comes, and he attacks Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And Rusev, in the dark, both figuratively and literally, does not help Seth, and that's the end of Raw.
Yep.
I guess talking about it made me appreciate it a little bit more.
It is extremely weird.
It was.
And I found this episode of WWE Raw very entertaining, but I have a strange feeling that there's another show that the WWE comes out this week that I will enjoy a little more.
Right. So then nothing happened on Tuesday.
Nope.
And then we go to a date that will live in history, not infamy. It will live in history.
Did anything happen yesterday?
Yeah, October the 2nd, 2019.
Yeah.
NXT and AEW compete head-to-head for the very first time.
It's sad that we're doing this the day after, so we can't give you new numbers.
Well, actually, I have the numbers.
Oh, you have the numbers. Oh, good.
They have popped up while we've been recording. So I will read them to everyone in a few minutes. So, obviously, I did not watch NXT because I was at the show, which I will get to in a minute, because I'm sure you all want the details. I'm sure you do. And Fro, you can help me fill out anything that I miss for NXT. Finn Balor returned.
Yep.
And he says that he is NXT.
Yeah. I like this.
I like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I like going
right
back.
now, there's nothing for him to do up in Raw or
nothing.
SmackDown.
Absolutely nothing. So I don't mind this at all. It's also a very smart way to get people to watch NXT.
Mm-hmm. It is. Tommaso Ciampa made his return.
Mm-hmm.
And we had championship matches, and there were no title changes.
That is 110% correct.
All right. So I pretty much covered NXT in a nutshell.
Yes.
All right.
But it was good.
Yep. Now, on to AEW Dynamite. So, but before I get into this, I tried to convince my dad to be on the show to talk about what we saw, and he politely declined the offer. Because he said, I just want to be in the background. This is your show. So, unfortunately, I could not get my dad on. So, we'll try another day.
But I'm here.
Yes, you are here. You are as good of a guest host as anyone could have.
I was waiting to say that you were going to say, you are as good as a dad as my dad is.
Don't hold your breath there. All right, so
and my two kids.
So, we get to the arena a few minutes after the doors officially open. The lines are long. They are long to get in. While we are waiting, I have to tell this story because this is the best. Here comes Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay, it's a guy dressed as Macho Man Randy Savage. He is doing the full shtick. He's got the gear on. He's got a belt. He's got the voice down. He passes me. I start doing my Macho Man impression, and we do the Mega Power Handshake. You older fans will know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, please go on YouTube. You'll see the Mega Power Handshake. We did that. So I got to shake hands with Black Macho Man.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's fantastic.
He was awesome. He was great.
Yeah.
We get in. We get into the arena. The view is fantastic, Fro.
I looked for you in the show. I didn't see you.
Not Luke. Did Steve give you guys a picture from where I was at?
No.
All right, I'm gonna
because somebody overslept yesterday and didn't see it live.
Oh well, I'm gonna send you the picture.
Can you guess who that was?
Of where I was sitting, and
was
basically,
or was it Bro?
Where I was sitting, I was right near a camera guy. So, as much as I wanted to jump in front of the camera and put up the sign that I had, didn't want to do it, didn't want to get myself in trouble. So, actually, before we get to 7:30, we get a movie trailer. Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah. They were on the show even, so.
Yes, they were. We saw the trailer. My dad looks at me and he says, well, that looks stupid. What can I say? It's my dad. All right, so 7:30 hits. Justin Roberts comes out. He introduces the commentating team.
Yeah.
Which is Excalibur.
Yeah.
Jim Ross.
And
Tony Schiavone.
I was so happy about this.
What a great third person to have for this show.
Yeah.
So, we get a dark match.
On commentary. I don't know if you watched this back.
I have not had a chance yet.
Okay.
So we have a dark match before the show, before the live show.
Okay.
It is Darby Allin versus Shima.
Cool.
The crowd is hot for this match.
Well,
And this is a
crowd
dark
was
match.
The crowd was hot all evening.
Oh my god. Oh my. I
what
cannot wait to
fantastic-
talk about that crowd.
That was a fantastic crowd.
The fact that I still have a voice after that show. So, I'm not. The weird thing is, because I don't know if it's been confirmed or not that these matches are going to be up on their YouTube page or not. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I haven't heard anything. Good fun match.
Okay.
Darby Allin got the win.
Oh, cool.
In a good short match. So, then...
Approximately how long was it?
If I had to time it, probably about a 9-minute match.
Okay.
So, they hype up, they do the countdown, they do the video intro, the pyro, and then we get basically a preview video of the first match, which is Cody and Sammy Guevara.
This was very good.
I don't know who got the loudest pop of the night. You could pick 4 different people to say that person got the loudest pop of the night, and you probably would have a very good argument, a very good case. Cody got a huge pop from the fans.
What did you think about the intro?
I liked it.
It's very old school.
Mm-hmm.
I like
it was
it
short. It was short, and it was to the point.
Yeah.
So Cody gets this huge ovation. Then Sammy Guevara comes out, and he gets booed. Obviously, because, he's facing Cody. Good, solid match to start the show. Good, solid match. Went over 10. I want to say it was about a 12, 13-minute match. I wasn't keeping time. But I'll tell you what. Sammy Guevara impressed the hell out of me in that match.
Me too.
Because I've only seen him 1 or 2 other times.
Yeah.
He really made a name for himself in that match.
I think also people were thinking that this was going to be overrun by Cody, and it was not by any means.
No. So Cody gets the win in a really good match. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you probably did not see when they were showing the replay. Cody, he always wears that weight belt for his matches. After the match, he throws his belt into the crowd. And these 2 people catch the belt at the same time. So it's like, while they're showing the replay, like they're setting up for this interview, I'm looking to see what's going to happen. Because these 2 guys have the belt at the same time. It's like, okay, there could be a fight. Security comes over. And the best way, you know what, bro, I'm going to tell you. They didn't get into a fight. You want to know how they settled it? They settled it like 2 gentlemen would settle a fight. Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
See, you didn't need to get into a fight to get the belt. They shook hands after it was over, and everything was, hunky-dory the rest of the night. Actually, I forgot to mention, during this match, Sammy Guevara got an asshole chant. This is asshole chant number 1.
Sub.
And my dad was laughing about that. He really was. After that, Jericho comes out, beats up Cody. Sammy goes to the back, and Jericho just beats up on Cody. I thought that was done really well. Just a good segment there.
Yeah, and they showed it during the commercial as well.
Yeah. It was done really well.
I totally agree.
So our next match is Brandon Cutler against MJF. We get asshole chant number 2. This was a good jobber match.
Yeah, I wasn't very. So this would rate very low.
I mean,
I think this is the worst match of
yeah,
the night.
I would agree. But it did a good job in putting MJF over.
But he's already over, so I don't think he needed the job. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you got to start him somewhere. So MJF got the win. Then, as Fro mentioned, Jay and Silent Bob are in the front row because they got a new movie coming out. And then during this, and this segment was sort of a forgettable segment for me.
Oh, it was not good.
And Helico and Jack Evans come out.
And saves it.
Yeah. And then Private Party come out.
And saves it even more.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we might get a fight, but we don't. Because, Kevin Smith, who is a big movie fan. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a huge, huge movie fan. He talked because he's Silent Bob. So that was pretty much it. And then we get a video of SCU in DC, and they're doing this is the worst how, that whole shtick.
It was funny.
It was. I liked it. So then they do an interview talking about the tag title tournament, and Scorpio Sky says that Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian are going to be the team that represents SCU in the tournament, which makes perfect sense. Then Pentagon and Phoenix come out, and they talk, that they're the best team in the galaxy, which they very well might be. And they get into a fight. Now, I was reading this on Facebook, and you're going to have to tell me if Jim Ross actually said this or not. He said, looking at the tournament brackets, that the best friends are the odds-on favorite to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. JR, come on. You have... Look, you got the Dark Order who's got a first-round bye. You got the Young Bucks. You got the Lucha Brothers. And you're going with the best friends as the odds-on favorite?
Extremely weird pick.
It is. During the commercial, Earl Hebner comes hobbling along to ringside. And I told somebody the song that they played for him coming out sort of makes sense for how he was walking. They were playing Them Bones by Alice in Chains. So that brings us to our next match, Hangman Page against Pac. I want to make that correct because some other podcast was complaining about, oh, they call him Pac. It's actually Pac. So I listened to the ring announcer to make sure what the saying is, and it is Pac. So, I liked the way he stalled before the match. He got those fans pissed off. Oh my God. He really did a good job. Yeah. We get the match. It's a good match. It's there's a little bit where it's slow, but it does pick up, and it's really good.
It's definitely not my favorite match of the night because that was something else. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what my favorite is coming up.
It's not my favorite. I said.
Right.
Yeah. Soon we will talk about my favorite.
Yeah, good back and forth match between the two. Liked the ending. Pac hits a low blow on Adam Page. Hits the red arrow and then puts in the submission move, and Pac wins. Very nicely done.
I totally agree.
Then we have Britt Baker come out.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be on commentary for this next match.
Mm-hmm.
This is the match to determine the first AEW Women's Champion.
I'm going to say it now. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Nyla Rose versus Riho.
I'm going to say it now. Match of the night.
Oh my God, it was. Oh my God. Okay. So
this match.
First off, my dad thought Riho was 12 years old. Which, to be fair, she does look
young.
She is. Well, the beginning of the match, the crowd is 50-50. Half are chanting for Riho, half are chanting for Nyla. As this match goes along, more and more people are getting behind Riho. I don't know how it comes off on TV.
No, that's what I got.
But in the arena, they more and more were getting behind her. There were so many near falls, the building went crazy. Like, you would think, Nyla's got it, and Riho gets out at 2, barely. And then Riho does something to come back, and it's like, she's going to do it. Nyla kicks out. And it's so good. Fro, I'm going to say something that I don't think I ever thought I would be saying. I've been to Madison Square Garden. I have been to WrestleMania. I have gone to various pay-per-views. I've gone to a bunch of shows. I have never in my life heard a crowd more hot for one match than this match. My God, it was as if someone was about to win the heavyweight championship of the world. It was as if your favorite sports team was going to finally win, whatever sports championship. It was that loud. It was amazing.
I totally agree. I think it's. I think maybe it is my woman's match of the year so far.
There's only 2+ months left. I think you got a very good argument.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It really was.
I would give it an A+.
Yeah. Riho wins after 2 double knees to the back of Nyla. After the match, they try to do an interview. Nyla comes out. She attacks the interviewer. She tries to basically kill Riho. And then Kenny Omega comes running out to make the save. And, oh my God, Nyla got such heat for that. Oh my goodness. It was terrific.
It's one of the best, promo works as well, like storytelling wise as well. It's just amazing.
Because here's Riho. Who's basically 100 pounds. And Nyla is, I'm going to probably use a Jim Ross saying here. She's a buttered biscuit away from probably 200 plus.
Maybe.
Yeah. And it's like, there's no way this little woman, literally a little woman, should beat this bigger woman.
That's one of the things why I like this match as well, so much as I did, was definitely the shock element, because I was so sure that she was going to lose.
Yeah. But I gotta be honest with you, Fro. I sort of knew going into the match, Riho was winning the title. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
If you watch her entrance, she looks like she's about to cry. And my first thought is, uh-oh, Riho's sort of spoiling how this is going to end, you know.
Okay.
But no, this was an amazing match. Absolutely amazing. And then we have the main event. We still have the main event of this show.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be getting a little flack for saying something bad about this, but I don't know if I like the clusterfuck in the ending of this.
All right. So it is Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks against Chris Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz. So the Bucks and Omega, they have the early advantage. They're controlling this match. Then all of a sudden, here comes Jon Moxley to the ring. And they start fighting. And the crowd is going nuts. They go through the crowd. As this is happening, the Young Bucks are getting beat up by Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz. And I know because I saw this on the big screen in the arena. They had the split, the split screen of the match on one side and the fight on the other.
Right.
As they go into like what looked like a very private area, Moxley hits a double underhook DDT through a glass table with Omega. I could not believe they went with that.
No, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
So, after that, the rest of the match is basically the Young Bucks in a handicap match. And Jericho, Santana, Ortiz get the win. Because I was thinking, oh, Cody's going to come out. He's going to replace Kenny. But he doesn't. So then, this is where the fun begins. So Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, they keep attacking the Young Bucks. Cody comes out. So he helps to even the odds. It's 3-on-3. Sammy Guevara comes out. And he goes after Cody. So now Jericho's group is like 4-on-3. So I'm thinking, okay, MJF's going to come out. MJF's going to come, help him out. Here comes Dustin Rhodes to a huge ovation.
I think that was the ovation of the night. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody else suddenly comes out.
Somebody else came, and it was Jack Swagger.
I was like, what?
He came through the crowd, huge ovation, and they do this 5-on-4 beatdown on Cody and the Bucks and Dustin, and it is just, it's a beating. It's what it is. And they did everything right with that ending. They got a lot of things right. They got new talent over in Sammy Guevara. They got the big surprise, Jack Swagger. They establish a new faction, and this is the big one, they got heat. That's the big thing. So, that's how the show ends. For you guys. Let me tell you what happens after you guys end your show. The referees finally come out to help, because nobody came out to help. The referees come to help. Jericho gets into a shoving match with the female referee, Aubrey. And this is getting the fans riled up.
She was amazing, by the way.
So after that, everyone leaves. So then we're told, okay, we're gonna get dark matches. this is where I actually have my problem with the whole night. Because I'm like, okay, we got a dark match before the show. I'm fine with that. We're going to get a dark match after the show. Okay, I'm fine with that. We get 3 dark matches after the show ends. That's my problem. You have, and this is my only negative thing about this night. Other than that, it's a perfect night.
I will say that it's a perfect night. Other than that, I don't like clusterfucks at the end of a show, and I don't think you should do that because it's very WWE.
Right. If they had done one post-show match, I would have been fine. And I understand they're trying to get the talent over, give them matches, but 3 is too much.
It felt too long.
One of the matches did. So, let me tell you guys what the matches were. The first one was an 8-man tag team match. On one side, you had Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., Jack Evans, and Angelico. The other side, you had Private Party and the Best Friends. No one has really left the arena at this point. The majority of the people that were there for the show stayed. That's a big plus. Fun little sort of Lucha Rules 8-man tag match. Phoenix, Pentagon, Evans, and Angelico got the win. Like I said, I don't know if this match is going to be a YouTube exclusive or not. I'm not really sure.
Right.
Then we get a women's tag team match. And this is where it felt long. It is Bea Priestley and Penelope Ford against Britt Baker and Allie.
Aww.
So yes, I got to see your girl live and in person.
Aww.
This, and again, I don't like to bash, people unless they really deserve it. After 3 hours of great action all night long, this is the match that brings down the crowd in a bad way. And I felt bad for them because the 4 of them are trying to put on a good match, but this is just the match that just brings it down. Baker and Allie got the win in the match. And then we have one more match. A 6-man tag team match. Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt against SCU. Fun little match. Marco Stunt, he's a fun character. You sort of have to be in person to see his size to believe that he is that tall. But he is that tall. Luchasaurus was over. Oh my god, the crowd went nuts for Luchasaurus. SCU got the win after the match. They cut a little promo thanking everyone, and that was the night. And I gotta say this, one more thing. They had a special song that they played as they ended the night. I'll sing a little bit of it. I'll let you figure out what the song is. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Yes, they played that song.
Wow.
Which I thought was great, because some of us were singing it on the escalator going out of the building. And because I want to say this, because people, when you get to know people, they're really awesome people. I got a message from Steve today asking me if I made it home all right. We had the fastest train ride I think I've ever had getting to the station that we got, that we started at. It took a total of 25 minutes to get back to our original station.
Oh, nice.
And there weren't that many people there.
Mm.
So, all in all, that was a fun night.
Yeah, and I give it A. I do think it's that good.
I could say this. I've never seen or I've never been a part of a show where a crowd was that loud, that strong, all night long. And this crowd was amazing.
Yeah, they were hot.
I mean, I was reading a lot of people complimenting the fans.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That show, it could have gone any way. And the crowd was with it all night long. Before the show, when the cameras rolled, after the cameras rolled, they were with it all night.
Oh, definitely.
And I don't think there's a much better praise than that. So before I tell you the ratings, we had a Facebook poll rating the debut of Dynamite. Most people gave it an A.
Oh yeah.
We had a good group of people that gave it a B, and some people gave it a C. But for the most part, it was a pretty positive outlook from this first episode. And then we had another poll asking which show was better this week, Dynamite or NXT.
I will say Dynamite.
As of this recording, it is a tie.
Yeah.
Of course, it probably will change after, we've recorded this and have posted it, but who knows? So, before I get into the numbers, WWE today released a statement about AEW's debut show.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm going to pull it up. And
I'm pretty surprised by that, to be honest.
All right. Now, do you want me to do it in my voice or in Vince McMahon voice?
Oh, please do it in Vince.
Okay. So this is what WWE said. Congratulations to AEW on a successful premiere. The real winners of last night's head-to-head telecasts of NXT on USA Network and AEW on TNT are the fans, who can expect Wednesday nights to be a competitive and wild ride, as this is a marathon, not a one-night sprint.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, the moment Fro has been waiting for.
Yes, I am very, very excited.
The official numbers.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
Huh? What'd you say?
Tell me.
I'm telling you. NXT had 891,000 viewers.
Woo!
It is a little bit down from the previous 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It got a 0.32 rating on the 18 to 48 scale.
Okay.
AEW, 1,409,000.
Wow.
The 18 to 49 or 1848 rating is a 0.68.
Wow.
So that means...
Yeah, that's a pretty good beating.
That means, and this is according to Dave Shearer of PW Insider, over 2 million people watched wrestling Wednesday night.
Wow.
And, something that I should bring up, because it was a good conversation I had with a gentleman on the ride back on the train. He said to me, do you think AEW is now competition for WWE?
Yes.
This is how I'm going to say this. Because I'm not going to... See, Fro said yes. If they continue to have consistently good shows,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to be home runs. They don't have to be home runs like last night. But if they have consistently good shows week in and week out, and they're allowed to have a bad show every once in a while, if they have this for a year, yes, they are competition. But they have to have consistency. That is the big thing. If they lose the consistency, they're not going to be considered a real threat.
No, I totally agree. I wish there was if I had one wish, I wish there was a bigger reset button that they maybe explained a little more on the product, what they will do in the future. But things are getting better. I think they are getting better at telling stories.
Yeah. And the key thing, and this is what helped when WCW and WWE went against each other for 5.5 years.
Right.
Stars were made. That's the thing. That's the ultimate goal. So when this is all said and done, whenever, it is, we're going to look back and we're going to see if stars were made.
And I'm going to make an announcement when we come a little closer to the end. But because this is making me excited for wrestling again.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very, very happy to see that something like this has made me excited again for wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you take a look, actually, I'm going to pull up what NXT has for next week and what AEW has for next week, or already announced for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some... both shows are going to be interesting. So, for AEW next week, they're going to be in Boston. So, Boston, you go ahead and you try to top us. Because I don't think you or any other crowd can. Not for a long time. Try.
I totally agree.
Announced for next week for AEW Dynamite. We get our first match of the first round of the tag team title tournament. The Young Bucks against Private Party.
Okay.
And Shawn Spears takes on Jon Moxley.
Oh, that will be a good one.
That's going to be a good match. All for NXT, we also have 2 matches announced for next week. We have the Cruiserweight title. Oh, by the way, we should mention that real quick. The Cruiserweight title no longer referred to as the WWE Cruiserweight title.
I'm so happy.
It is referred to as the NXT Cruiserweight title.
I'm so happy about this.
All right, I'm curious. Why are you happy?
Because I don't watch 205.
Well, I know. I mean, 205 is going to still be on, but it'll be defended more, or it'll be appear more often.
Yeah, it will appear. It will be on TV. I'm happy about that.
So anyway, Drew Gulak's going to defend the Cruiserweight title against Lio Rush.
Mm-hmm.
And in a match that I never knew I wanted, Kushida versus Walter.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I did not know I wanted that match.
Yep. I want that match.
So right there, both shows look good for next week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So now we got to talk about Hell in a Cell.
Well, you skipped something.
Oh, what did I skip?
You skipped SmackDown. We need to talk a little about.
Oh yes. Oh my. There's so much shit going on. Ah.
Yeah, SmackDown is tonight.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is a weird way to do SmackDown because they're celebrating 20 years of SmackDown, even though the 20th anniversary was in August.
Yes.
So you're going to have all the legends there.
Yep.
We have a women's tag match, Becky and Charlotte against Sasha and Bayley. Then you have two very important matches. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match. The loser is fired from SmackDown.
I am so looking forward to this.
I'm going to say something. I don't know if you're going to agree with me or not. Maybe not. Maybe you will. Who knows? I think that is the most important match on the show this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's going to tell what direction this show's going to go on. Because if Kevin Owens wins, it says we are done with authority figures. We are done with them. If Shane wins, it's, well, we're still focusing on Shane McMahon.
Yep. I totally agree.
And then, what was supposed to be the funeral of Kofi Kingston might actually be put on hold. Because Kofi Kingston's defending the WWE title against Brock Lesnar, and now there may be a little bit of hope that Kofi keeps the title.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Because what I have read is Rey Mysterio and Dominic are going to... This is what I've read. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. They're going to come out during the match. They're going to cost Brock the title. And eventually it's going to lead to Cain Velasquez coming to WWE. Cain Velasquez, who has only wrestled 2 matches for AAA wrestling, could be coming to WWE to wrestle Brock Lesnar.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
And,
But let's talk about the biggest.
And real quick, I saw that first match, and he looked good.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I heard it was very good. But let's talk about the biggest rumor.
Yeah.
CM
Go ahead.
Is he coming back?
Oh man.
I will give you an argument. Go to WWE.com and go to their roster page.
All right. I'm going to do that now.
And write in CM Punk.
All right. Okay.
He's there.
Well, but is he in the alumni section? That's the thing.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, with
He's
the
there.
CM Punk, with the CM Punk, okay.
He's there. I'm going to say this. If CM Punk is not involved with SmackDown tonight, I will donate $50 to this show.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, though, and I think we should just say it just so everyone knows. They're gonna do a studio show. on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah.
They
And that's where
tried
he's
him out.
going to be there. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
I would say wait and see.
He's going to be there.
All right. And when he's not there, I'll be waiting for my $50.
Yeah.
All right. So
Do you
Hell in a
bet
Cell.
against me? That means that you owe me $50 if he is there.
Do you take checks?
But I think it is extremely possible. He's back in the Dynamite page. He hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah.
He has more or less confirmed that he has been there backstage. He has said that he will never wrestle again. Him as a commentator makes perfect sense. He has said that he's done with his past and he wants to move on.
And he's a good commentator.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. So yeah, I think he will be involved with Fox.
All right.
I do.
And you think it'll be tonight?
Oh yeah.
All right. We'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're going to talk about Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
It is this Sunday.
3 matches is announced, so it's not
Right.
much to talk about.
Yeah. So I guess we'll pick on the 3 matches then.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns against Rowan and Harper.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns will win.
I think Rowan and Harper are going to win, actually.
Okay. Cool.
Then we have the 2 Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. That's the first one.
Oh, I'm so unsure about this. This is hard. I really don't know. But I have a sneaking suspicion it will be Sasha.
Yeah, I think it has to be Sasha at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think.
Mm.
And it's not that Becky's run has fall down or anything. It's just this might be the time for the title change.
Yeah.
And then the other one, Seth Rollins defends the Universal title against the Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. I think Bray Wyatt will take it.
Man.
Yeah.
This is tough. This is the tougher of the 2, I think.
Really?
I'm going to say why. Because until about a week ago, I would have said, hands down, Bray Wyatt's going to win this match. However, when he attacked Braun Strowman on Raw,
yeah,
that made me go, ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, the Fiend act is the hottest thing going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
And it's like, if you put the title on him, people are going to say it's too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have him lose, people are going to say you've killed the gimmick.
Right.
So I really don't know how this is going to be. If I had to guess, well, actually I have to guess because this is a podcast, I'm going to say Seth keeps the title.
Really? Okay.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I wouldn't be angry.
No. I wouldn't be either. I just would be surprised if they actually did it.
No, I agree.
All right, well, actually, you know what? Let me plug real quick. This Saturday, Joppa, Maryland, MCW Tribute to the Legends.
Yeah.
They have their annual convention. I will be there. We're gonna have a table along with my dad. We're gonna do this together. The convention is from 12 to 5 p.m., and then there's going to be a show that night starting at 7 p.m. Here are the main guests for the convention. We have recent WWE 24/7 champion Kane, WWE Hall of Famer Tito Santana, Mrs. Drake Maverick Renee Michelle, Devon Dudley, and Joey Ryan.
Will you go and touch Joey Ryan's penis?
No.
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 Oh, I'm a little disappointed.
Not even going to attempt.
Okay.
No.
People will not understand that reference.
I know. They really will. And if I did, that picture would not go up on Facebook. It wouldn't be on any social media site. Because if it did, I'd get some message come Monday be like, Bill, why are you touching another man's penis? Oh, man. So, yeah. Convention is this Saturday. It is at 1000 Joppa Farm Road in Joppatown, Maryland. It is from 12 to 5. And then the show that night is at 7 p.m. It's a really good-looking card. Championship matches. Got a Stairway to Hell match. Pretty good card all around.
Nice.
So bring the family. Have some fun. All right. Let's plug.
Well, are you ready for the big announcement?
Yes, I am.
Well, AEW has done it. I am coming back to that Wrestling 4 show. Yay! EAW has done it. I want to cover that. I want to talk about it. So, yeah. I'm back, people.
He's back, baby.
Who's back, baby?
All right. So that means we'll be recording on Fridays again. Yes. I missed that. I did.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the plugs. If you have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow11. Join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show fan group. That's all you have to do. Type that in the search bar. You are right there. And if you can't find it, it's okay. I put the link in the description box. So you guys can just click on the link. And you're right there. Visit the website, thatwrestlingshow.com, and visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World of Podcasts. What do you guys have up for another Digital Citizen this week?
Well, we talked about TV shows, and then we talked about TV shows, and then we talked about TV shows.
I have a feeling you guys talked about TV shows.
Yes, but we also had our fourth anniversary show.
Yay!
We did it for 4 years. So we did a recap of 6 old topics. Yeah. And also we talked maybe about TV shows because
yeah, that's understandable.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's plug some friends of the show. We have Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast, where Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, they discuss the retro world of professional wrestling as only they can. And boy, do they have a very interesting episode this week. They discuss what would WrestleMania 3 have been like without Andre the Giant being involved. That's an interesting topic. I'm not going to lie. Plus, Week 4 of the Royal Flush of the worst finishing moves of all time. And they review an episode of AWA Wrestling from 1988. That is Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. You can also check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with Mike Crockett and, well, for the time being, Brian Fury, because Brian Malonis hasn't been on in well over a month. this week they discuss the new era of televised wrestling. Should be a very interesting discussion there. So check out the wrestling podcast about nothing. And if you like your podcasts hosted by one individual, just one, let me recommend Greetings from Allentown with your host Peter Winson as he watches one episode of professional wrestling each week through his own two eyes. This week, he reviews an episode of WWF Championship Wrestling from January 28th, 1984, 5 days after Hulk Hogan won the world title from the Iron Sheik. That is Greetings from Allentown. And if you are looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, let me recommend to you Unspooled with Paul and Amy. They watch each movie of AFI's list of the 100 greatest movies of all time, the 2007 list. This week, they discuss, some people say it's the funniest movie ever made, and they got a good argument. Some Like It Hot.
Oh. The funniest movie of all time?
Well, it's a very good movie.
Airplane.
Blazing Saddles. I would put those two ahead of Some Like It Hot. But Some Like It Hot is a very good movie.
It is extremely good.
But is it the funniest? Probably not.
No.
So check out Unspooled, and you'll see if you think it is or if it isn't the funniest movie ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, we're going to review Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to discuss week 2 of AEW versus NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about other stuff in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, we will talk about when CM Punk was on SmackDown.
All right. On that note, everyone, have a good, safe weekend. If you're coming to the convention this Saturday, please drop by, say hi. I love to talk to people, so please feel free to chat. Maybe buy some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're done doing whatever it is you do, come back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
Friends is overrated.
Actually, they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's an overrated country. And wrestle on.
Wrestle on.